meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. 3, 1, go! Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew in the studio. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Monty Messex is our guest tonight. Now, I know the name Monty Messex because I went to a free-range hippie school with Monty in 1972.
Not a Monty, but this Monty.
This Monty Messex.
Hello.
That's right. But not everybody knows that name unless you're a hardcore Loveline listener, because Monty's been on a couple of times. He's with the Children's Hospital. And Drew, you take it from there, because this is your department.
Well, this is Children's Hospital Los Angeles Adolescent Medicine Department. I like supporting their projects. And they most recently had a website called youthexpressions.org, in which they are giving young people an opportunity to sort of share ideas and express themselves in an artistic way. Anything else you want to say about it?
Yeah, we're an online zine. We're live. We're there. We have a message board. We have peer educators. We have information. We have experts. We have an art gallery. We have poetry gallery.
Well, what's the biggest problem facing children today? I mean,
children.
Well,
how dare you?
It's called Children's Hospital.
My God.
Well, but it's adolescent medicine, so it's actually young adults, you know, 18 to 24.
Actually, the most significant problem for adolescents is getting through childhood.
Yeah.
Unscathed.
Yes, I mean, what are you trying to help with? Where's the big problem? Is it violence in the home, or is it AIDS, or teen pregnancies, or what is it?
Well, I think those are all issues that are out there. I think for us, and I think Drew, you know, like, because when we first got involved, we were part of drdrew.com. And I think the biggest thing that we found, and you might agree, is just having a place where people can connect with each other and read and have like an anonymous kind of a situation, a lot like Loveline, where people can hear other people talk about what's going on with their lives and learn about, you know, problems, whether it's teen pregnancy, whether it's sexually transmitted diseases, whether it's, you know, a lump on your down below or whatever. You know, I think that's the key.
I used to always, back in the days of the website, I used to always yell at people, connection, purpose, connection, purpose. That's what people come for. They come for to make a connection and with a purpose, to find a purpose, they're there because they have something they're looking for.
I would always say erection purchase. Which is a slight modification of what you were saying.
So you'd get an erection and you'd purchase off the website?
Yes.
Porn?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
That was my computer mantra. But it almost mirrors yours.
Yeah, well, you had a purpose caused by an erection.
That's right. So you can get to this website nationally, obviously. You don't have to live in Los Angeles to benefit from it. And what is that website?
It's Youth Expressions.
No space.
.org. Yeah, no space, and there's an S on expressions. Youthexpressions.org.
All right. Let's take some calls and hit the phones and speak to
Before
Drew.
you do, real quick, Monty, is that mostly where your focus is these days? Are you doing other stuff with young people?
No, my whole focus now over at Children's is youthexpressions.org, and you know, feeling a lot freer. I just got out of grad school, and my brain is now free to work 100% on this project.
Who
knew?
I just gave up X, so my brain has been freed up to do the radio show, Drew. Nice to have me, right?
Yeah, I thought
Drew,
it was mushrooms you were giving up, though.
No. Were you here last week at all? Where was I? Sunday, Monday?
I haven't seen you about a week, yeah.
All right.
Why, does it feel like it's been a long time?
Shannon?
Huh?
No, I was just wondering if I was talking to you in person on Sunday or talking to you on the radio, and I couldn't remember.
On Thursday, you mean, or Sunday?
Thursday.
Yeah. No, it was not in person. We had our usual after Loveline conversation.
That's what's confusing.
Yeah. We talk on the phone.
We talk on the cell phone on the way home. And we usually rate ourselves. I was like, I only give myself a 4 for tonight's show. And Drew goes, oh, no, you were at least at 8. Oh. And I go, really? And he goes, yeah. And I go, but I don't know. I don't think I was so funny. And then he goes, well, what about that beat-off joke you made? And I go, I guess you're right, Drew.
And the fart joke, Adam.
I'll make it a 9. And then I go, but I am getting kind of fat, don't you think? And Drew goes, yeah, you're a pig. And then I cry, and it makes me eat more. I eat more when he makes me do that. Shannon?
Hi.
You're 15?
Someday we have to
Yes,
tape
I
record our
am.
conversations because people wouldn't really believe what we actually talk about.
Well, it's about 28 miles of me bitching is basically
Oh,
what...
well, that's
what it-
not a surprise. You think our listener would be surprised about that? Okay, there's that. Well, then it's another 30 miles of you soliloquizing on something, carrying on,
Yes.
holding court.
Yes.
But then we break into automobiles.
Talk about cars. And then we start complaining about the cell phone reception in L.A., and then the phone always cuts out, ironically, in the middle of my rant about how bad cell phone connections are.
Every night.
And we don't see it as ironic when we call each other back that it cut out in the middle of that rant.
Oh, nor do you stop the rant.
No, just keep going. Shannon,
Yes.
what's up, baby?
I have sort of a problem. I want to have a threesome with my boyfriend and my best friend, but I don't know how to tell her or him.
Your
is
best
it-
friend's a female, right?
Yes.
What's in this for you?
Well, I don't know. Last year in school, we had this, special moment, I guess, I don't know, where me and her would pretend like we were lesbians to get this guy to quit asking me out.
Or do you think maybe you're a lesbian, or you want to explore that part of yourself? That
Maybe. I really don't know.
And so having a threesome just makes that kind of a safer way of doing that?
No, I just thought it was kind of exotic or
Yeah,
But
whatever
if
to
you're
do that
15,
way.
how much more exotic does sex need to be for you? I think it's gotten old
Well,
and tired already.
I'm still a virgin.
You're still a virgin. And
Yes,
so the
and-
first time out, you want to have a threesome.
Well, I don't really want a threesome where there's actually connection going on because I don't want to have sex.
So you just want to kind of make out.
Yeah, just that kind of touchy feeling, making out kind of. Because
How old is the guy's 33 though, right?
no, he's 18.
Because that's our average.
He's
call.
18.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Gonna get a couple of 15-year-olds. Let me explain how this is going to happen. He's going to apply you guys with some wine coolers, and he's not going to put up with the touchy-feely business for more than about, I'd say 2 Zeppelin songs before the real raping begins.
That's true.
Yeah. So you know this guy, right?
Yeah. I've
Okay.
known
So
for-
I don't. Here's what I mean is. Hold on, I'm putting her on hold because there's something with her. Yeah, but it wasn't bad in a bad way. It was bad in a surreal way.
Annoying way, yeah.
I'd rather hear static.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This guy's not going to put up with this. And
Well, at least she's putting herself at risk. If she really wants not to have sex, why? This is something I've tried to tell people before, which is that, look, this is your value. This is what you want to do. There's a whole series of choices you make. They put you in a position where you might not be able to
turn back.
Yeah, turn back or assert those wishes. So really start way, way, way back. Just stop right now.
Yeah, but, if you think about it for young females, the part leading up to sex, the part where they're desired, the part where the guy is very interested and aroused, that's about all sex is for them at 15. It's not like she's peeling off orgasms like a 45-year-old woman. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, how much physical pleasure, actual physical pleasure, does your average 15-year-old female get in this country is opposed to the whole emotional game of abandoning daddy and somebody desiring them and being alluring to men and all that. So the whole part about the threesome and about how the guy's excited about the threesome and about how it's exciting to him to watch the two and stuff, that's the whole thing. You're asking them to cut that part out.
Yeah.
That's the part they want.
All right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So should she just experiment with her girlfriend?
If she's 15, I don't know. If
That's
she's
where
indoor.
inclined. All right.
Oh my God, I want to be. I wish that's what I would do. Remember,
Time machine.
I said I'd go back in time so I could kill myself.
Yeah.
But before I kill myself, I want to be a pawn in one of these threesome games where there's a couple of women who are friends who are really horny for each other, and they're using you as an excuse to go at it with each other. That if they go at it alone, that makes them lesbians. It makes them admit
when
that
you guys
they're
were
that way.
8-year-olds hanging out. Is this how Adam talked? What would he talk about?
Adam was really into football. So I remember we would always go to
Football and cars? No, I can't believe it.
It was always football. I remember I'd always just go with Adam to practice, and you always had your helmet. And,
At age 8?
Yeah.
9, yeah.
Pop Warner football.
Yeah. So that's all he talked about was football.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't,
Football saved your life.
I love that football.
It saved your life, didn't it?
I tell you, I know I told the story last time Monty was here, but his mom is the only woman besides my stripper girlfriend later on in life to ever hit me.
She denies this. She denies
it.
She denies it. But I almost can remember it happening.
She whacked me.
It's interesting how parents forget this stuff, isn't it?
She did. I remember the most traumatizing part of the whole thing was her getting to my mom, thinking that she was going to get to my mom before I got to my mom and tell her what happened. But she didn't realize I had no intention of getting to my mom
you didn't
on
care.
this.
Yeah.
I figure if I got whacked, I must have had it coming or something. I mean, I wasn't insulted by it. It was just, caught me off guard. I didn't complain about it. It sort of got me in line.
What had you been doing?
We were
goofing off in the back seat, probably.
We're in the back seat of
Reach back
Monty's.
Datsun.
I picture everyone.
Yes.
I picture everyone in that. That's
She
right.
probably just turned around and just went whap.
Yes, she did. She's a tough lady. Now you know what I was doing. I was doing an impersonation of her. That's what got her going.
So you had it so coming.
Really?
Oh my God!
That's why I don't blame her. Because
can you imagine an 8-year-old punk version of Adam? Oh my
Making,
God!
like,
Monty,
mocking you while you're driving. Of course you're going to get slapped.
You know what we were doing was. Did you ever have a station wagon at any time, or was it always just that crappy little 510 or B210?
Well,
I think it was just a
B210 had a hatchback.
Yeah, it was a hatchback.
Hatchback B210, right?
No, we did have one. I think it was before I knew you, though.
Oh, I don't know. What'd you have? Was it a Volvo?
No, I think it was like a big, giant, like Chevy, like Brady Bunch.
Green or
Fleetwood.
brown?
Yeah.
What was it?
No, but that was...
They only
What
came
color?
in
What
green and
color?
brown.
Green
That's
or
all they
brown?
came in.
Yeah, it came in like, fake wood paneling.
I remember,
beige.
I remember I was in the back. I don't know if it was a station wagon or not. I seem to recall it was, but maybe it wasn't. But we were playing that game where you slap the other guy's hands. You hold the hands out. One guy holds them flat.
Yes,
you turn them over real fast and whack. And I was trying to distract Monty. So when his mom told us to settle down, I was like, yeah, Monty, settle down. Thinking somehow he would look. And ironically, but the thing that was ironic is I was doing that as a ploy to slap Monty's hands, although I was the one who took the beating. I took a Rodney King-style beating in the back of Monty's mom's B210 at them. So it's funny, I'm holding my hands out, about ready to make my move, and I feel this whack across my face, and I'm kind of like, with Monty, like, wow.
Didn't see your hands move,
it's like
Monty.
Bruce Lee, this cat. Yeah,
Well,
then she apologized. She felt bad. I was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. I just figured, this is how I am today. At 8 years old, I had someone's parent give me a whack, and I thought, you know what?
I deserve this.
I just thought, let's not make a big deal out of this. It'll go away. I'm not going to say anything. You don't say anything. We'll just keep moving.
You know what this is? It trumped, it activated that part of you that doesn't want to be noticed. And that trumped the trauma of the beating, right?
Well, I wouldn't call it a beating. It was one
You know
whack.
what I'm saying? She noticed me, I'm going invisible. I don't want her to notice me. Nobody should notice me.
Well, yeah, without digging into my psyche too much, as an 8-year-old, I got whacked by someone else's parent, was completely cool with it. I mean, I was like, all right, I had it coming, let's move on. I think we were going somewhere I wanted to go anyway, so I didn't want to
Well, we
screw
spent
it
a lot
up.
of time together, too, at that, so, I mean, it was
Did
kind
he
of...
ever raid your kitchen?
Probably.
yeah.
I just remember your grandfather making goulash.
Yeah.
That was the other memory that was burned in my mind.
You got to see pictures of Monty. It was hair down to here, beat up army jacket.
Yeah.
So really,
I think you pointed out to me in that picture from the schoolyard.
The free range school. Yeah.
The free range.
Kevin,
Hey guys, what's up?
you're 13.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, before I start, I just want to say the show's great, and you guys have helped me out a lot.
Great.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to know, when kids get abused, what happens to them as they get older?
What kind of abuse?
Getting hit in the head by their dad.
How old?
Hold on, Drew. Do we got this thing?
Yeah, there's some sort of weird feedback here.
Well, what is that?
I don't know. Hello,
What?
testing. It was his.
Yeah, but,
You there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah, but why? I know, Drew. Did you have to
I wanted
punch
to
him up
hear if
again?
it was, yeah.
Who'd you think it was?
Kevin, how old were you when this abuse went down?
10.
10. Well,
Who hit you?
My dad.
Monty's mom? You sure? She's
How did
getting
you-
almost every kid in North America.
how did you react to it?
Well, I just let it I just let him do it.
Thinking what? What did you? What flashed through your head when he did this?
Like revenge.
You want to get back at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is a schoolmate beating?
No, his dad.
Oh, his dad. I thought. Oh, he wanted revenge at him. Oh, your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's various things that can happen in my experience. One is if it's earlier in life, people tend to sacrifice their sense of their own worth in order to maintain control over the situation. That is to say, as opposed to thinking to themselves, geez, this old man is out of control, he might kill me, that's too threatening a thought. What they do is flip into, I must deserve this. This wonderful person knows I need this. I caused him to behave like this. Therefore, I'm a piece of crap, but now I'm also in control of the situation because, after all, I caused it. When they get older, kids start thinking about revenge. And
They do?
Yeah, that can sort of cause a sociopathic
Got a
kind of
little
impulse.
Menendez situation on your hands?
Well, more of an antisocial kind of feel. People start thinking, hey, it's, everybody's trying to beat on me, and I'm going to get you.
Most people we speak to whose parents gave them an occasional beating sort of blame themselves, even as adults. And not even blame. It's more of a rationalize. I mean, they don't think they're bad people. They're like, yeah, I was a pretty rowdy kid. I got out of line, so Dad whacked me around a little bit. I guess I had it coming. I was pretty crazy. I mean, isn't that kind of the story we normally
That
hear?
is how they tell it, but that's not how they experience it. They experience it. It's usually very horrifying when it happens.
Well, I'm not saying they're thinking that when their dad's beating the crap out of them and they're
But
9 years old. I just mean as adults, that's how it goes down in their mind.
Right. But that's I deserved it. I deserved it. Well, there's no such thing as a child that deserved that. Maybe you, Adam, but other than that, there's no such...
Drew, if you were driving and I was mocking your voice...
I'd bring it up, but I would not strike you. No way.
You can't. What do you mean? You can't. See, here's the problem with driving. Your hand, I think it's because of the wind rushing through the window. It flies back so much easier than it normally would. Like
I had this happen today. I thought to myself, I'm going to tell this kid I'm pulling the car over, and they're getting out.
Idle threats. Sure, Pops, let me off on the side of the 405. We'll have a little lawsuit cooking up. We'll strip that medical degree. We'll move that big house. That's what I was yelling.
But you have kids, so I mean,
never hit. Ever,
no.
No, you never hit. But I
driving, you feel like you're going to lose your mind.
We pulled over many a time.
Listen, don't turn Monty's mom into some kind of monster by talking about what you would be doing.
No, I'm not.
I am saying it's the combination between the grip of the steering wheel. You already got that fist. You're angry, you clench. Then you got the wind rushing through. So all you got to do is raise your hand, it goes flying back.
Well, here's
you see what I'm saying, Drew?
Yes, I see what you're saying.
The wind beckoning you to beat.
Yes, beckoning beating. Wind beckoning beating.
That's right.
But the deal is, though, if you look at the brain sections on people that have been beaten, even modestly, their hippocampus is smaller. The regions of the brain that are responsible for maintaining impulses are impaired.
That's why I couldn't get through junior college.
And
Roberta Messex, everybody.
Your hippocampus shrunk. And there can be a reliance on dissociation as a way of managing interpersonal stress, which becomes a very, very serious source of psychiatric.
Here's what I'm saying, Drew. You're driving. It's 1972.
The wind beckons. Beckoning, yes.
Listen, you got a car that where the carburetor has an airbag. It's such a nice car. She's driving a beat-up 72 thing. She got divorced. She's living in some crappy apartment. She's got a couple of mongrel kids that are running all over the place. She's got an ass full of the Carolla boy. He's raided the fridge now. Now he's mocking her openly with the Roberta Messex voice. Monty! She's at her wit's end. It's like one of those Calgon commercials. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a headache commercial with the jackhammer going on, and pow, the hand just goes sailing back. Don't blame her. Don't blame her a bit.
Hey, I wanted to just say something to the person that called in, Kevin, and also the person that just called. That at Youth Expressions, we have a message board, and we have peer educators that are on our message board. So if you want to get any more information, or if you want to get some more help or anything like that, go to our website, and we have peer educators, that is young people that can answer questions and stuff like that. And there are also a lot of other people that might have the same experience as you.
How old are the peer educators?
And you may get some support to call in appropriate resources if you need child protective services.
Exactly.
Kind of thing, so.
Are the peer educators like 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds?
Yeah.
How do you can't type at that age, can you?
My 9-year-old son can type.
I gotta go get your mom to give him a whack. That's disrespect.
Oh, don't worry, she does. She's grandma.
No, she doesn't.
No.
I can't even. I was typing today. I was like, actually, my nose touches the keyboard when I type.
Well, I mean,
you type fast with your nose. What are you talking about?
It's a different world. I mean, kids can type. 15-years might have orgies. You know,
my kids,
it's totally different.
My kids use email.
Yeah.
My kids type. It's crazy.
Yeah, they type.
They took typing classes when they were 8.
The boys are going to go gay, Drew. You got to get rid of that Pop Warner.
And then it starts in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Good. Joe?
They wear helmets all over the house now.
Good. You're 30.
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Joe.
I just want to say, first of all, thanks for you guys being on the air for so long. I've grown up listening to you guys, and it's really helped me in a lot of areas.
Oh, good.
Good.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yep.
I'm a father of 2 years now. I have a little daughter. She's a great girl. She's bright, strong. She's willful and obstinate, and I love that. But I also want to rein her in without breaking her spirit. My dad was huge on corporal punishment, and I got issues because of that. We do a big timeout thing, but I still every now and then we give her a spanking, and I'm wondering if that's going to affect her negatively, or what your views are on that.
There simply is no evidence that spanking is a good thing, and there is overwhelming evidence that spanking can be a bad thing.
Is it based on the degree of the spanking?
Well, that's what they don't know. They don't know where that cutoff point is for any given individual. There are some people that would say any triggers certain biological reactions that could be long-term and serious.
The whole country's been spanked,
I understand.
essentially.
Listen, I understand. But be that as it may, I would recommend a book to you. You get it, read it, and just follow the directions. It's called Time Out for Toddlers.
My wife might actually have that.
Just read it and just do what is in that book. Just do it exactly, and it will change your relationship with your kid. You'll be much happier. If you get to the point where, here's the thing about parenting. If you get to the point where you're yelling or you're feeling like hitting, you made a mistake 5 steps earlier.
Okay.
And you need to learn how to identify those things. You need to learn how to identify those things and have reactions that you can call upon that you just automatically do, so you never get to the point where things are so out of control.
How about losing it in front of your kid? Doesn't that scare him?
Yeah.
More than spanking, just freak out.
Sometimes instead of spanking, I do get really upset, and
you just spaz.
I yell, but I'll growl, and I hate that because I feel 10 times worse afterwards for doing it.
Well, I like to find out. Thanks, Joe. I like to look in and see which countries do the most and the least beating.
Oh, guess who?
And then who?
I mean, it's countries that have the most sort of aggressive folks. That's it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It creates aggression.
Well,
or an inability to contain aggression. Is what
well, what are the more aggressive countries? I'm about like countries in the Middle East, like countries where they put you in a sack and throw you over a cliff. You get caught, trying to scalp tickets to like a soccer match. I mean, those kind of like cut your hands off for shoplifting kind of countries.
Makes sense that aggression would be more openly displayed in places like that, doesn't it?
It makes sense, but I don't know what the data is on beating kids growing up in those types of environments.
I don't know that offhand.
I know. I was just in England, and the kids were pretty well behaved, but like they stepped out of line, and mom like whacked them over the head.
There, and they abandon the kids there like crazy.
They do.
They do not recycle at all.
They don't recycle.
England, no recycling.
No such thing. It's like, where do you put these cans? In the trash can.
Oh, really?
Well, what if recycling?
Well, they don't like trash cans. Period. In England,
Nowhere.
They're really well. You know why?
Why?
Because they're worried about the IRA putting bombs in trash cans. There's like no public trash cans anywhere.
I mean, Scotland.
Why would the IRA throw away bombs?
No, they
That's
put bombs.
The bigger
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Go around blowing. There's no trash cans in the subway because they're really worried about bombs.
I thought it was in Scotland. I thought, what is with this country? People so clean, they carry their own trash away. I didn't know.
And well, listen, here's the whole thing about the recycling here, too, is every time I try to do it, somebody tries to talk me out of it. That's a scam, They don't really. I'm like, all right, listen, you want me to dig it out of the recycling bin now because of the possible
How do they sort
scam?
it, though?
I don't know. Listen, I have no idea what goes on. It's like, I got this blue one here. The can and the bottle goes in there. I got this brown one. The crap goes in there. I can stick with that routine. Where it goes from that point on, that's none of my goddamn business. And I don't know. Yes, once a year, 2020 does some revealing look at the appalling statistics involving recycling. But then I grab something that says it's made out of 100% recycled, whatever.
You feel good again.
I'm renewed.
Okay.
All right. Let's recycle ourselves into a commercial here. That's what
All right,
say, huh?
Maybe you could drop trial.
Yeah, drop a trial later on. Yeah, this is a good one, Drew. There's that cowbell. All right, let's take a little break. Monty Messex is here tonight from the Children's Hospital. Give that web address out, Monty.
Youthexpressions.org. Go to our website, and if you're a wealthy person, you can donate to our website online through our secure server.
Adam, that's you.
Desperately in need of support.
Literally a millionaire. Literally. Now, let's go get some Baby Ruth bars, huh, fellas? I got it. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm eating a Baby Ruth bar. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Monty Messex is our guest tonight. Monty is a old friend of mine who was a classmate. It's even comical when you say classmate, because Monty and I went to a free-range school where you called your teachers by your first names, and you threw dirt clods and wrestled all day.
There really
long.
were no grades, right?
No.
Oh,
Classes,
no.
yeah.
No.
They would say, do you want to, like, dig a hole today, or do you want to, like, learn to read? And, of course,
You know.
you'd say, like, well, I want to dig a hole.
Well, the theory that sort of 70s utopia it was fine in theory, that early 70s, late 60s stuff, which is nobody should be judged, no one should have a grade assigned to them. It's going to make some kids feel bad if they get a D, whereas other kids get an A, and we should all get basically a participation trophy in life, but you should be no most valuable player and none of that. We should play games, but we shouldn't keep score.
Nobody should win.
It's all fine except for the part where then when you get out of that situation and then you get into life, and life can be kind of competitive, grades and what
Not to mention it helps if you can read.
It's important, yes.
If you can, like, do basic math and, like, read.
Yeah, we never learned to read. It was great. When did you learn to read, Monty?
I think I learned how to read when the school went bust, and I ended up in the 4th grade in elementary school.
Should have been in 12th grade, but okay.
In Hollywood.
He was 22, actually. Yeah, it sucked not being able to read, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was terrible.
Me too. I remember when I had to go up to the chalkboard in the 5th grade and write boys and girls, and spelt that girls with a U.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Which grade?
Ouch.
5th grade. Well, girl, not girl. Yeah, makes sense.
Like curl, girl.
Yeah, why wouldn't... What's the difference between girl and curl besides the k and the g? Do you know what I'm saying? This is why it's a tough language.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were wondering what my first language was. Like, your parents immigrated from what Soviet bloc country? Geez, you almost have no accent, but yet you must come from some small village in Poland or something. Because
English, all the rules in English are very mysterious to you.
No 12-year-old would spell girl with a U. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still... Are you still... Monty, now, are you still a bad speller?
I'm a terrible speller, but I just got my master's from UCLA, so who knew?
Yeah. Well,
What's your master's in?
Master's in public health. So I just graduated, but I still can't spell.
Still can't spell.
I still can't spell.
I think you got to get that in early, because that whole girl, why doesn't the girl have a U stuff, you got to get that stuff in before the kids start brain.
That's not a memory thing.
But yeah, that's what computers are for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
spell
right.
check. See, Adam, you need to...
But I can spell things that the computer can't even find, so.
Yeah. I don't know what that
means. Like his name.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, speaking of Monty, he's here representing the Children's Hospital, and he's got a web address he'd like to give all you guys. It's good nationally, obviously. Go ahead.
Oh, youthexpressions.org. Youthexpressions with an S.org. Come and visit our website, online zine.
You think your hotshot Poindexter kids, Drew, can spell girl? Huh? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, not at 9. No way. That's like 15, 16-year-old kind of words, girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brian?
Hello.
You're 23?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, just as a note, I noticed how you were always asking or yelling about how your dentist, like, always asks if you eat mints, and, like, you're just like, I'm prone to cavities, but every time you're coming back from break lately, you're eating Baby Ruth bars.
That's an observation, Brian.
Well taken.
Right, except for, here's the hole in that theory. A, I announced, I made that correlation at some point last week, but B, I didn't get my case of Baby Ruth bars that were dropped off to me until after my last trip to the dentist, where he announced my candy consumption.
Gotcha.
But I know what you're saying. Maybe it speaks of an overall lifestyle that I'm. But Drew is one who's traveled with me and spent quite some time with me. You know, I'm not prone to candy.
No, it's alcohol and.
Yeah, and I guess when you fall asleep with a mouthful of peppermint schnapps, I guess that could actually act like it was a candy, right? So I often
like
fall
baked.
through like a pint, like as if a bird bath full of schnapps in my
No,
mouth.
I see with the Bloody Mary with the straw hanging out of your mouth.
Now your tongue just like smells like peppermint schnapps all the time.
That's
So
my
he's
move.
just like, do you eating a lot of mints or?
That's what he thinks, yeah.
I see.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
Okay. Well, I sort of presented it to the screener wrong, but it's like I told him that I'm a 23-year-old version, which I am, and it's like the end result of my problem. But my problem is like I just get bored with girls. Like, you know, I've never really like broken up with one. I've just like it's always like I just kind of lose interest, you know, before we get to having sex or like, you know, anything. And I mean,
Are you interested in them sexually?
yeah, I'm interested in them sexually. It's just I don't know. I just get bored with them. Like they don't really. I don't know.
Are you really into it with them at first, and then it kind of tails off?
Yeah. That's usually how it goes. I mean,
so you're very infatuated until they actually become your girlfriend, and then that's no good anymore.
no. I mean, you know, when we're first going out, I mean, it's like we call them and I go over and have lunch and do. But it's like after a while, it's just like you hear everything they have to say.
How,
you know?
how long is a while?
3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe.
Okay. Well, listen, Brian.
Okay.
Are you gay?
No.
It's interesting because what this is a crazy thought I have, but if a man's libido is not up, and really what he's getting is the interaction as the source of gratification from male, that would start to wear out pretty quick if he's trying to get that from a female.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, a woman breaks wind, and that's all she has to say. I mean, you don't focus on what she has to say.
No, but you can't. I mean, let's say you.
But he's got a libido. He doesn't have any drive.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think my problem is. It's
Are you
like,
on medication?
I was on Ritalin when I was younger, but not anymore.
You know, there's a book out there called Man-Made that describes what it's. This guy had a pituitary tumor that created prolactin and shut down his testosterone production. It's actually a pretty common thing, and there are thyroid conditions and other things that can do this as well. You might check that book out and see if it sort of resonates with you, and if it does, get checked out biologically.
Brian, you masturbating?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I can do that, no sweat, because you know.
Do you notice how he said that? Well, I can do that. Most 23-year-old males are like,
he didn't do it like it was yucky. I mean, how often?
No, I'm saying.
No, I know. Drew's putting. He's not putting words in your mouth. He's putting inflection in your words.
Yeah,
which he's known to do. Yeah, I didn't take it as I can do it, but I don't want to.
I don't have to talk to my hand or like the porn star or whatever, you know. And it's like, fine.
Hold on
You
a
see
second.
what I'm saying?
Wait a
You see what I'm
minute.
saying?
No, I'll tell you what we got here with Brian. We have the AV nerd now come of age, and he has to sort of intellectualize his way around not getting laid.
Is it that, or is he gay maybe, or is he got no drive? And he's intellectualizing around.
No, this is nerd guy who's not getting laid, who can't accept the fact that he's not getting laid as something to do with him. So he's sort of working around it intellectually and saying, I don't have to talk, you know. Here's the deal. Basically, here's the argument. I'm too smart to get laid. If I was stupid like you and could tolerate this mundane conversation I have to have before I get laid, then I could. But who could do that?
Okay,
who wants to pay that high price?
That's accurate.
Well, no one's going to admit to that allegation.
How dare you?
Yes.
That's horrible.
I know, but you're a nerd, right?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
Most nerds would identify.
No, he's a nerd. What do you do right now?
I'm an accountant. But
hold on.
That's a nerdy profession.
Shocking. I'm floored. I thought for sure he was a stonemason or perhaps
professional ball player.
I'd say I would say like arena football, stonemason, or possibly like a laid track, like drove spikes. You know, something like that for the railroads. I had no idea that Brian could have been an accountant. What college did you go to?
U of M.
Michigan.
University of Michigan, sorry.
All right, good student?
I was a good student, but
Shocking.
Shush.
Shocking.
I partied, and like I played tennis.
Shocking.
Shush, Adam.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, you played tennis?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Hockey.
Bizarre. What did he say?
Did you say hockey?
I played tennis, hockey, football, baseball, golf, everything.
Tennis, yeah. Listen, a little intramural flag does not count as playing football.
No, I was in safety.
Where?
High school. I didn't get to play in college.
All right. Still nerds. Nerdsville.
No.
All right, wait. Let's talk to the guy.
He's a good student. He's an accountant. He's trying to argue with me. Play tennis is his argument for not being a nerd.
Brian.
Yes.
All right, so is it possible that you have a libido problem? That you just...
I think that's what it
Okay.
is.
I mean, you mentioned masturbation is something... most 22-year-olds is into masturbation. That's something that they look forward to and do a lot of. To you, it sounded like something you could do.
Well, I don't know. It's sort of scheduled out, but I mean, it's not really
scheduled.
How often do you schedule
Gets
it?
a protractor out.
How often do you schedule it?
It averages out to about once a day. It's like, I don't know. It's just
Once a day. You see,
Who schedules those things? Love of God.
You know how it is. You go down to the rec room, you take a look at the cork board, you see who's pulled the tabs on your masturbation flyer. Drew, do you see where your theory's not going anywhere here? He beats off once a day.
All right. So
now, yes, I agree that his libido cannot be that
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's not a passionate man. On the other hand, he's working around it intellectually.
Yes.
And by the way,
there's something else going on here.
To label all women as sort of vacuous is means you're an idiot.
Well, or it means you really have some serious issues about women and relationships, and it's a defense against actually having a relationship.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what guys like Brian have. Yes, they have a well-crafted defense. It's as if they're not getting laid, and it's some guy pipes up and says, some guy named Shapiro says, Your Honor, I represent Brian's balls, and I'm going to prove to the court, well, these balls are very capable, and the penis is very capable, and that they could get laid on any time, but they choose not to, Your Honor. It's not because they're pussies, and it's not because they're flaccid. It's because they choose not to. Have they wanted to, for Christ's sake, he played safety at the high school level.
The Lord Fauntleroy School.
Yes. I mean, that's the point.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Drew. That's God paging you, telling you you're wrong.
No, it's my wife wanting to talk to you about your silly trip to England.
All right, but is she paging you on the air? Oh, is that thing supposed to vibrate?
It's supposed to vibrate, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got to talk to her about that because
I
I got tickets that are a lot cheaper than what she got me. All right, Monty Messex is here tonight. Give the website out, Monty.
Youthexpressions.org. Come visit our website. Right now we have an interview up with Melon Colin, punk rocker band, and we've got an interview coming up with Brett Gurwitz from Bad Religion, and we'll have an interview up with Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
And tonight is my 11th wedding anniversary. I'm going to tell my wife I love her. And you be nice to her.
Is that why she paged you?
No, she's going to talk to you. I forgot to tell you about that.
She said to say.
No, she didn't say anything. No. There's just a number on here.
Okay.
But you tell her congratulations, too.
Okay.
You, Adam.
But she heard that.
Maybe.
See, Drew doesn't understand. This is like when Drew was yelling at his kids to thank me for something once. He's yelling at them. Thank Adam. We already thanked him, Dad. Thank him. You did not. Yes, we did, Daddy. We thanked him. Thank him again. I was like, Drew, would you shut up? I'm standing right here. How genuine is it when the kids thank me when the dad is yelling at them to thank me in front of me? And I would make the same argument about your wife and the congratulations on the 11th anniversary. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Thank you.
Here, dial her up. We'll do it on the air.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. What's that, fellas?
We're talking about methadone and how there's this huge movement to put people, lots of opiate addicts, on methadone. And while it's rational, it's awful.
It's bad stuff.
Yeah.
Bad stuff.
Monty Messex is here. I'm just eating. Talking to Drew's wife about travel.
You get all set up?
Travel's a real pain in my ass. No, I didn't get all set up. It's all over the place. Your wife's all over the place. I'm all over the place. All these goddamn mileage things and all these restrictions and all this stuff just drive you insane. And let me just tell you one thing very quickly. I got a lot of mileage via using my American Express card constantly.
Yeah.
I got 90,000 miles or something. That's enough to get you an upgrade first class to Europe kind of thing. But here's the thing. American Airlines is the one I'm trying to catch the flight on it.
Not American Express.
Ironically, guess which one? American Express. The one goddamn airline that place doesn't transfer their mileage.
The one where the name, they share the common name.
You don't want to do the one you got the same name on. Like, let's just say hypothetically there was an airline called MasterCard or Discovery. Wouldn't you feel that it was almost a lock that the 20 airlines that they represent, and I'm not talking about 12, I'm talking about 20. If somebody said to you, hey, you got a ton of mileage on that Discover card, and they represent 20 major airlines, wouldn't you just think one of them might be Discovery Airline if that was one of the major airlines?
You might think.
You just might think it would, but no. Not when you're Ace Carolla. And then every other goddamn mile is on United, and that's not the flight I can get. So it's like basically I have no mileage for the upgrade on the one airline. Even though I have several 100,000 miles floating around out there, none of them will be used for this. And that's the whole thing about this mileage thing, by the way. Between them just being reabsorbed into the colon or rectum of the airline every year, and them doing like little blackout things and telling you when it, I'm just convinced they never get used. This is all just, there's one big just crazy ruse that we all just run around feeling good about ourselves. Swipe my card. You know what I like about the airlines? Oh, I'm not done with these goddamn airlines. This part where they're retarded, this part where I fly to New York and I tell them, hey, I didn't check in the mileage when I flew out of L.A., but here I am in New York. How about buzzing up the mileage now? No. Yeah, I can only do it one way. Yeah. Really, you can't see the first-class ticket both ways. You can't see the stamp that says round trip on the ticket. Your computer doesn't work that. Yeah, just the one way. Really? You're really that stupid, are you? How about, what if I owed you some money? Do you think your computers would be that goddamn weak? Mm-hmm. There's this whole thing that's going on in society. It's like it's like convenient computers. When I'm over at the dump known as Van Nuys over at the courthouse in Los Angeles, telling them, trying to figure out where the guy destroyed my car can give me the money, they have no way of keeping track. We can't. We're not outfit. We can't. Yeah. How come when I go to the DMV and try to register, I got a parking ticket from 1974 that I got to pay up, or they can't, that they can find? Where's that computer? You don't have that computer? Which computer do you have? Is one or the other? It's so goddamn convenient. Everyone sits there. It's really, you can't. I got the round trip ticket looking you right in the face. You can't just punch that mileage up. It's only one way. I got to fly cross country to get my other mileage number punched in. Really, impossible, huh? Yeah, we just can't. We don't. You can't. Or you just don't want to. They always do something crazy. Well, you take the stub and you wipe a leprechaun's ass with it and then send it in within 10 working days.
Right, really take this one.
Can't just punch it.
There we go. Jason.
Hello.
18.
Hey, yeah. How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm fired up now.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
Good thing there's a break coming. Any second now.
Yeah. My question is, medically, why can't the AIDS or HIV virus become transferred, like airborne?
Because it can't.
Why not?
Because it doesn't transmit that way. It's not the way the virus works. It doesn't form into droplets, doesn't survive in droplets, it's not concentrated enough, it's not in mucosal surfaces. It's not possible.
Yeah, it only can be spread in blood, semen, vaginal secretions, and mother's milk.
Very few infections actually are airborne.
Yeah. What about when the semen goes airborne, like as oftentimes happens in the movies I rent? Does that count as airborne transmission?
No, that would not be, because that's actually body fluid contact.
Well, it's in the air, though.
It is.
You ever see Peter North?
You know, if it flew in the air and it landed in like a cut or something like that, you could have problems.
That's what I'm saying, airborne.
Even then, probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no,
it wouldn't happen.
All right. Hey,
it's
Jason?
a difficult disease to contract.
You're doing a lot of thinking, buddy, and we like
Jason,
that.
why don't you get TB and all the other things that are out there that are airborne and would be easy to contract, yet you don't seem to get those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how hard it is to contract HIV.
Yeah, they had like this whole TB thing at my school where like kids were getting it, and I didn't want to go to school for like a month. I stayed home.
Well, they didn't have TB.
Yeah, they did. Kids at my school.
No, they had Jason, they had primary TB, which is non-contagious.
Sounds like TB to me.
I heard that. I went home.
Yeah, Jason. Do you wash your hands 20 times a day, too?
No, 3 or 4.
Do you obsess about germs and that kind of thing?
No. public, like restrooms, I don't do.
Do you have rituals that you do? Like we have to...
No.
You have obsessive thoughts of any kind?
No.
Things are going to happen to you if you don't do certain things?
All right, Mr. Personality. And let me ask you this. I now that I'm working in the world of comedians, I see a lot of this obsessive-compulsive stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas in when I was doing construction, it was more like, yeah, I put Pop Rocks in my old lady's coos and then ate them. Not sure if that were, well, I don't know whose coos it was. Well, anyway, who cares? Hey, quit bogarting all that stew out of the thermos. And the guys just sharing beers and eating stuff off the ground and stuff. Those guys magically never got sick.
Right.
You know, now I work with a bunch of neurotic Jews, and they're trying to figure out how to open the bathroom door with their foot because they already washed their hands and stuff. But does anyone ever stop and really take stock of that?
Me.
Okay, yeah. Are they somehow the picture of health, these guys?
Yeah.
They seem to be more sick than the guys who were swinging the hammers with me, who ate the crap off the ground.
And what is it they're going to get off the door of the bathroom?
Right.
Well, name that disease. What is that disease they're going to get?
And if you think about it, I mean, you've got an immune system. I mean, you go out to eat, you've probably eaten, like, cockroaches.
Oh, my God. I say it all the time. What you go out and eat Mexican. Whatever's on that plate is worse than anything you find on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Monty's a master's of public health. We're going to talk to him about hand washing in a second.
Hand washing.
And then
not
toilets.
A bad thing.
Okay.
Use them.
Monty Messex here. I think Monty was supposed to leave after this break, but I talked too much. He'll come back for one more after this. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Turn that crap down, please. I know Anderson thinks that's cool, but it just sounds like a rip-off of something that took place in the late 70s, early 80s. What is that crap? It's so derivative. Monty Messex. Hey, you know what I don't like about that song? It's cool trying to be cool or something. I don't even know who that is. Monty Messex is our guest tonight. Monty's from the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Monty's an old friend of mine. We went to the same free-range hippie school in the early 70s. And Monty's got himself, is involved with the Children's Hospital, and they have a web address they want you to know about. Go ahead, Monty.
Visit our website at youthexpressions.org. It's an online zine. We have interviews with bands. For the guy that just called about HIV, we have some really great information about HIV on the site. Links to other sites that'll give you some good information about HIV if you're interested in it. Come and check out our message board. And, yeah.
Poor kids of today, you know. Like, whereas I was talking last week about how I figured I would be killed either by quicksand or the Devil's Triangle.
Yeah.
These poor kids think they're going to get it from either HIV or secondhand smoke. Mm-hmm. Just as out there, probably, as my Devil's Triangle thought back in the day. But that's what they got to deal with.
Could have been.
I just knew I'd just stay out of Bermuda, and with my family it was easy because we couldn't get to Van Nuys. So I figured that was safe. And the quicksand part, I figured I was pretty safe on too. Since
you carried a big stick around with you.
Most of North Hollywood had been paved by then. Allie?
Yes?
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I went to a party a couple weeks ago, and in a Truth or Dare game, I had to make out with a girl, and I liked it. And then, like a week and a half later, me and my friend made out, and I want to know if it's legitimate for me to think that I'm bi.
Legitimate.
You have a boyfriend?
No.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah.
Are you interested in guys?
Yeah.
But you're also interested in girls?
Yeah.
Is there anything in your past that would make you have some difficulty with your identity sexually? Were you sexually abused or physically abused, anything like that?
No, not really. It's just, I don't know,
Not really?
No.
No. Okay.
All right. Well, maybe you are.
There's really a couple possibilities. One is that you're just, at your age, it's common for people to sort of explore and to try to form an identity, and things can be kind of fluid at 16, or maybe you're gay and trying to come to terms with that, or maybe you're bi.
Okay.
All right, hey, good times there, right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I think it's normal for people to experiment. You know, I think a lot of people beat themselves up for experimenting.
I think even using words like normal, you got to be even careful. It's just a common part of the process of development.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's especially these days. And especially the gals. They're all over each other. But part of that is if guys, put it this way, if we knew, let's just say we're in high school, Drew, and I knew that making out with you was going to get some chick really hot, we'd be making out.
Yeah.
Instead, women are ironically repulsed
by that.
I mean, I had a girlfriend once.
Oh, you think that's what's making women do that?
Well, a lot of it is when you're in a situation, let's say you're 15, 16, there's some beers going around, you're at a party situation, all you got to do is make out with your friend, and there's going to be 20 guys just going ape-ass. That's kind of an interesting, provocative position to be in. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit controlling. I mean, you can just freak out this crowd of guys for putting your tongue in your girlfriend's mouth, and I'm just saying, as guys, I mean, I'd be blowing you in history.
If you knew women followed.
If women went nuts for that, I would have a thumb in you. I'd have my head under your desk. It'd be great.
It wouldn't be great.
It wouldn't.
Whatever.
It'd be good. It'd be damn good. No, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying guys would be doing this.
Yeah, guys will do whatever.
Guys will do whatever if the chicks are into it. So I'm thinking that half this stuff, she's truth or dare, she's at a party, the guys are going bananas.
Yeah, but it might have been all girls at that party. Want to see?
Yeah, I know. Be just like Allie to crap on my point. Allie?
Yeah?
The truth or dare, the people at the truth or dare party, were they all girls or boys and girls?
There was only a couple of guys playing truth or dare, but there was about even amount of guys and girls.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being very unsatisfying in your answers.
Very clear.
It can't even answer a goddamn yes or no question on this show with that. Thank you.
Thank you. There were a couple guys playing truth or dare, about even amount of girls and guys. There were girls and guys.
There was a couple guys playing truth or dare.
But the party was even.
Yeah.
Girls and guys.
How many people altogether playing truth or dare?
Probably about 15.
But only 2 of them were guys.
2 or 3.
2 or 3 were guys.
Sons of bitches. Oh, my God.
But you said at the party it was equal guys and girls. Where were all the other guys?
They were in the other room playing video games.
Idiot.
Our man screwed up.
Drew's angry. Drew better hope he doesn't see one of those kids who's going to take my call he said about beating kids. Drew is a very passionate man at 16. Still is. All right. No, you know what these guys did is they slid out and they shut the door behind them. I guarantee at one point one of the guys stood up and said like, we got to go get Stu and Jeff. And the other guy grabbed him by the collar and yanked him back down.
Yeah.
Stewie, swear to Christ, don't go, you idiot, if you go. There's always that one jack-off guy to alert everybody as to what's going on right in the middle. It's like, we're just about to get in the jacuzzi. Yeah, take your top off! That guy, just freak the chicks out kind of. What is that? I know it's like the jack-off guy impulse, but to really screw it for the rest of the herd. You know that guy? Mm-hmm. Raphael?
Hi.
Hey, you're 14. What's up?
Well, I want to, change my religion, right? And also, I don't want to hurt my parents' feelings, because they're really passionate about their religion.
Well, then don't say anything till you're out of the house and much older.
No, but this is the thing. See.
Well, what do you want to go to? Let me see if it's a good transition.
This is where I want to be. I also want to, kind of go into the
Santeria.
Wicca,
Wicca, Santeria.
You want to go into Wicca?
Okay.
Yeah, but also, see, I kind of don't agree with the Catholic, thoughts. Like, okay, like in most religions, right, God does not, condone violence, right, or killing.
Yeah.
Because it's in one of the 10 Commandments, right?
Right.
Well, tell me this. If God doesn't condone violence, then how come he, kind of sided with David while he was slaying Goliath?
And by the way, do you think his friends called David Dave?
No, probably.
Davey.
Or Davey when he was a kid? Yeah, hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Why did the
on...
Grinch make friends with everyone in Whoville at the end of the goddamn thing? It's just more fantasy, Raphael. Who the hell knows? You can go dig up Dr. Seuss and we'll get our answer. And you go dig up a 3,000-year-old Jew and you'll find your answer here. I mean, who the hell knows? It's all nonsense. It's fairy tales.
Exactly.
All right, good. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you this Wiccan stuff. This is for husky lesbians. This is not a religion for a young man. This is for fat chicks who can't get laid. And as far as I can tell, the only thing that the Wiccan religion does is recycle. Because every time I ask one of these Wiccans, what's going on with this religion about, don't you put a pox on someone, you put a curse on someone, what about love potion? No, it's an earth.
It's about nature.
It's about the nature. It's about being good to the earth, which I'm all for, but you really got to join a religion to recycle and do a little compost pile in the yard?
Already I recycle and stuff.
All right, well then you're Wiccan. Everyone in no one in England is Wiccan, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And also, this is the other question, like it came out, in the first 3 questions, right? About beating and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I was young, right, my dad was an alcoholic, and, he used to beat on me a lot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, as I grew up, my dad, stopped doing that, and he got some help, right? And so, at this age, he kind of, when he's, taking me out for drives and stuff, he, talks to me, well, how do you like women or something like that? And so I'm like, well, I say women, should be respected because they also have the gift of life, same as guys, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you, if that car was going 80, I would jump out of it.
I would too, but...
What the hell kind of conversation is this? Listen, that's why cars have radios. You're not supposed to talk to your parents when you're in a car with them. I try to get, I tried to do it with my dad. I tried to get one of those plexiglass dividers that they have in cabs, but going long ways.
Yes, going longitudinally. Yeah, nice. Yes, nice.
I had to slide the little thing open to get lunch money out of it when he dropped me off.
Like a confessional?
Hey, Dad, turn right. You drop me off at Pop Warner. Yeah, then slide the thing back shut again. I wish I had that for Monty's mom. Could have saved a few brain cells.
That would have been like the taxi cab.
That would have been just like the Three Stooges. She would have poked
I don't know what Raphael wants.
Yeah,
Raphael, listen to me. I know
your dad beat on you. It affected you.
You're angry at your dad. Now you're going to drop the Wicca bomb on him. But he may beat on you some more. So
no.
Why don't you wait till you get out of the house?
Well, yeah, I know. But this is the other thing.
You wear a lot of black clothing? Yes.
Not really. I usually wear dark clothing, like brown or something like that, right?
All right. I'm done.
That's it. You had enough at that point? The black clothing, you're out. Done.
Listen, Raphael's 14. His dad wasn't a great guy.
And this is
got
all
some
about
feelings.
It's all about
now. The best way to screw with your dad as a female is to go ahead and do things with guys and let them know about it or whatever. And as a male, well, you can't go out and bang a chick because your dad doesn't care if you do that most of the time.
That'd make him happy.
You could go gay, but that's a pretty big commitment to piss your dad off. Well, now you just reject his religion, and that's kind of a nice,
you
nice
do bad
happy
at school,
medium.
You're antisocial, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I did that. Yeah, but it was free-range school that caused that. All right, where were we? Hey, let me say this. We were talking, seemed like 10, 15 minutes ago about the bathrooms and the toilets and the hand washing and all this nonsense that I deem, well, you're talking to a guy who pees in the sink and neglects to move his toothbrush oftentimes. So talking about a guy who's pretty loose, I'd say, from a hygienic standpoint, fairly loose standards. But, again, never caused me any problems, so why should I change? But here's the question. Everyone wants you to lift that toilet seat and lower that toilet seat. No one wants to do it. Everyone does it with their foot. Couldn't they just put a little Brody knob on the edge of that seat a little handle, a little something to grab onto?
How about a foot pedal like a
trash can?
Like a trash can lid. The bending over part's the hard part. Kills my back.
Well, what about the part, though, where you're at the airport or you're in the subway, and theoretically they want you to lift the seat to take the leak, but you don't much feel like putting your hand underneath the seat to grab it?
Right, so touching the pee part that really...
Right.
Hey, listen. We're talking about
pee on the Brody knob. I'll tell you right now.
Guys, we were talking about the toilet where the oral fecal contamination route has a meaning. There it does actually have potential to cause you trouble. So we're going to put your hand right in that stuff.
I understand the foot pedal part is being genius, just like those trash cans in the kitchen. You put your foot on it, becomes like a bass drum. Yeah. You hit it with your foot in a drum kit, and the thing kicks up, right, the lid. But that's inexpensive. That's almost as much as doing the cockpit doors on the airplanes as far as the retrofit goes. I'm saying, Is it that retarded idea? Not even a handle. When you make a toilet seat and you stamp it out of the plastic that you stamp it out of, you don't want to put just a little tab, a little sort of serrated tab on the edge, just something that says, use me. You know what I'm saying? Just a little tab. It could almost be the size of a guitar pick that just was molded into the seat. I mean, how much extra would that cost in terms of production? I'd say about 2 cents a unit.
But they get about as much VC&P as everything else.
It would, but theoretically, you'd have a place to touch.
Yes.
I mean, you wouldn't be sliding your hand between the bowl. Part of the difficulty for me is feeling like I might hit the bowl itself with the back of my hand when the hand goes under, and not knowing what's underneath the seat.
Listen, it's amazing what comes up and finds its way under the underside of a toilet seat.
Absolutely. You'd think we were in outer space. The way that fecal matter can actually cling to the bottom side of the toilet seat after a good diarrhea session. It's absolutely mind-boggling. I've marveled at that many times. It's as if my bathroom was that airplane they used to film Space Camp in or something, you know, the one that does the big arc where you get like 15 seconds of zero gravity, the one Tom Hanks was in to do the Apollo movie. That's what my bathroom is. All right, so where was it? It's just a little tab, a little something. There's not a toilet seat invented that has any way to lift it? What year are we in? What's going on? That doesn't exist?
We're going to do away with doors. Can't we do away with toilet seats?
Yeah, but just put a tab there. Put a little something. Jesse?
Hey.
What's happening?
How you doing?
Good.
I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew, I'm wondering what's available to people. I know you guys always are talking about getting counseling if you need it, but what's available to people if you can't afford health insurance?
It's really difficult. Sometimes nothing.
Well, what kind of counseling? I mean, like if you're raped or something specific, you might be able to get some.
I was diagnosed a couple months ago with depression.
Well, is that necessarily counseling you're looking for, or you're looking for medication?
I'm not looking for medication.
Why is that?
I just don't trust it. I don't want to be on medication.
Who told you you were depressed?
I saw about 3 or 4 different people, and this was after about a year or so of everybody around me telling me that I should probably go get it checked out.
Yeah. 3 or 4 people with no insurance, huh?
Well, back then I had insurance, but I lost my job a couple months ago. So.
Are you doing drugs and alcohol?
No. Never
did that.
No.
Well, you can check out the Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena. Okay. There's very low-cost stuff there. Most communities have some kind of low-cost counseling services. There's always 12-step groups out there and various other kinds of support systems, support groups that are available. Check out Infoline if you call your local phone.
Okay. Infoline.
Infoline is a very good place to start.
Okay.
But Fuller Seminary is a good place for you. You live near Pasadena, so
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Monty, you had something to say?
Oh, I was going to say, how old are you?
I'm 25.
20, how?
25.
Oh, 25. Yeah. I was going to say also in adolescent medicine we have some sliding scale stuff, but
when you're not an adolescent anymore.
24.
Oh, really?
That's what they say.
That's depressing.
So we see people up to 24.
What is what is your criteria for adolescence? It's 24 is the top. What's the bottom?
I think they go 12 to 24.
12 to 24. That's a fairly
why?
I wouldn't feel real good about myself labeling myself an adolescent at 23 and a half.
Yeah. That's a tough. But you know, adolescence gets longer and longer as time goes along here. And what's interesting is adolescence as a period of life didn't exist 60 years ago. Well, 100 years ago, it did not exist.
Well, but also, why shouldn't it? If people used to die at 38, now they're dying at 88, well, why shouldn't we stretch adolescence out?
And we train till we're 32 instead of 22.
This is my big argument for the bar mitzvah. This is why I like to see this stepped up into the early 30s.
The bar mitzvah?
Yeah. you listen, when you back a couple thousand years ago, you get that bar mitzvah, right?
You live till 26.
You get a 13, you kick off at 26. Yeah, that's half your life. Now, Jews especially, they live like an extra 10 years. Sure, I know you don't think that, but that's where the old Jew thing came in. They do. They're living until 90. So theoretically, according to my math, the bar mitzvah 45.
45.
45.
Oh, quite a party.
Yeah.
Manhood starts.
Kizzy?
Mm-hmm.
What's up there, Kizzy?
I went on Friday to see a therapist for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And she, it was really normal. She asked questions and stuff. And then at the end, she told me she thought I had cyclical depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never even heard of that before. I looked it up on the internet and couldn't find anything. But then she was telling me, she's like, yeah, when I first saw you, I noticed that your eyes are really dull and you don't convey expression or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering, is that, normal?
She's coming on to you.
No,
man.
she's telling you what made her conclude how seriously you were depressed.
Uh-huh.
Now, a therapist can communicate stuff like that. If you start wanting to know why she would say you were depressed, it's not something we typically do because people aren't used to understanding what that all means. Obviously, you're confused, but it's called being flat. When somebody is particularly flat, their affect is blunted, that is a sign of serious depression.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she's telling you she saw.
What's the cyclical part?
You mean
of the
bipolar?
depression?
You mean bipolar depression?
So is that something that you would just stay with, a therapist for, or do you need to go to,
You usually need medication. That suggests that the chemistry and electrical activity in your brain is off and needs to be stabilized.
You think cyclical is bipolar?
I suspect that's what she meant. Right?
I have no idea.
All right, baby.
I was just really confused by her.
Yeah. Well, do you think you're depressed?
Yeah, well, that's pretty much, why I went.
Yeah,
okay.
I hear the depression.
All right. Yeah, you're depressed, so you look like you look when you're depressed.
So it's something that would generally require medication.
It's like getting the words out. It's hard. Yeah. Yes.
Syllables are heavy, I know.
Particularly if you're bipolar, yes.
It's just
Do you have a drug history?
No.
Drug and alcohol? Okay.
Well, my dad was an alcoholic.
Okay. Women of alcoholic fathers get depression. Very common outcome of alcoholic dads.
Okay.
All right, baby.
All right.
You could move out of Northridge, too. It'd probably pep you up a little bit.
Oh, I'm just here for the summer.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to hang up now because I know talking's difficult for you, Kizzy. Even on national radio shows.
That's depression.
Yeah. Depression really trumps everything, doesn't it?
Oh, are you kidding?
All right, baby. Go to bed now and take those meds, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry. Okay. All right. Kiss my ass. I don't care if you're depressed. We can pull it together for a second.
Sometimes.
Well, listen. Okay. Let's say you're depressed and you go on the show Let's Make a Deal.
You don't. They wouldn't let you go.
And they call Monty Hall calls you down. You just drag your ass out there. Yeah.
They go cut break.
So what do you do for a living? Oh, who cares? Hey, can't you whip it up just for 10 seconds to see what's behind the curtain?
I've got to come to her aid on this one.
No.
When you are seriously depressed, that's the whole point. You can't. Serious depression, they can't.
BS.
No, Adam,
BS.
they can't.
True. You were seriously depressed at one time in your life.
Not like
you faked it. You danced.
I faked it for
boy, dance.
6 years,
dance,
man.
boy.
And I'm still
dance.
mad.
That's right. That's right.
Let me tell you what.
You dance for the man. You dance for the man like no one's business.
I didn't have.
You dance like Baryshnikov.
I didn't have vegetative features like this. That's vegetation.
You dance like a dervish. Do you hear me? Yeah. So, there's my point. Thank you very much. Did you enjoy that little exchange, Monty?
That was the Drew and Adam exchange.
He danced for the man. His heart was broken in half. He was crying inside, but he danced. Boy, did he dance! All right,
that's right.
All right, hey, Monty. Now we're cutting you loose. So give that website out one more time.
It's youthexpressions.org. Come and visit our website. We have music, art, message board. Everybody that calls into this show, I guarantee you that you will get something by coming to our website.
Youthexpressions.org.
Yeah, and listen, let's be honest. As much as we like everyone calling the show and listening to the show, obviously we're not going to field everybody who has a problem in the short period of time and the many rants that I have to get through about my mileage club cards and important things like, owning the Centurion card from the American Express and things like that. So you're going to have to call or use a computer, that is, and hit up guys like Monty who are really doing the real work. That's what I'm saying. The Lord's work or the Wiccan's work or whoever you believe it. Good to see you, Monty. Thanks for coming by.
right? I want to thank Adam, Drew for having us in, and thank you for the baby Ruth.
Always a pleasure, Monty, and we'll take some pictures with
your
you
mom
and the
for
kids.
Adam, please. Okay.
I will.
And that big Ernie Shavers type right hand she has. Pow!
I know she's preparing a lawsuit against you right now, Adam,
I
for
have
defamation of character.
I have no hearing in my left ear, so you can tell her she'll have to speak into her attorneys will have to speak into my right ear. All right, we'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. There's a lot of gas flying around in this studio. Drew ate garlic. Thank God it's always 80 plus in this goddamn pit. The pit Paul Newman had to go into and Cool Hand Luke was a nicer gig than this Westwood 2 dump. But it's always hot. The air never works. It's always confusion. Anderson, the ever-protective mother hen of Westwood 2, because Lord knows he gets $14K a year from those a-holes. He's always protecting them. It's because it's frozen. So the excuse that the condenser freezes up for the last 6 years is somehow it's the condenser. I see. What's happening? Icicles on the condenser. Well, what do you know about that? I'm sorry. I thought it was an act of God. I had no idea that there's an actual problem with the cooling system in the place that has never, ever been rectified in the 7.5 years I've been here. I didn't know. Thanks, Anderson. Thanks for the condenser conversation. Well, I'm just, hey, if I sounded pejorative at all against Westwood 2 or any of their subsidiaries, I take it back. I didn't know it was an actual problem. I thought Mr. Heat Miser had somehow entered the building and affected something. I didn't know it was a mechanical problem that could never be fixed, ever. No. Couldn't be that. No, you couldn't open the goddamn phone book and call the guy to come over in an effing van and spend $75 fixing something. No, I was all wrong about the air in this place.
You started that rant.
Just sit here the whole goddamn summer and melt away in this dump.
Somebody turned the air on.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's actually getting cool in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, don't worry. It's going to freeze over in a second.
But you started this rant talking about Bruce and something that upset you about.
No, I was talking to you about what a pain in the ass Bruce was last week during the break. And then what a pain in the ass Drew is tonight because he's eating garlic. He ate some garlic. Drew can't eat garlic, and when he eats garlic, that's it. Then the gas comes, and he's full of it. What a great thing. I would keep a clove of garlic in my wallet in case someone gave me problems on a cab ride or something. I would keep that
like a weapon.
I would use that like the Batman uses his utility belt.
Right,
I would
or
keep
like
that,
a lipstick gun or something.
Yeah, like a little Derringer in your sock. One shot, but in case there's trouble, like someone tries to cheat you at a card game or something.
On it.
That's what I would do with garlic and you. Rez, you could even get one of those little garlic tablets that people take.
Oh, here's the deal. You could just do that.
If you swallowed a garlic tablet, how long before you were just
I don't know.
shooting out major gas?
Not long.
And big and consistent, right? Big time. Drew's got something cooking tonight. Rez, you're 18.
What's up, Adam? What's up, Drew?
How you doing?
All right, here's my problem. There's this, really good 14-year-old who lives in my neighborhood.
Really good.
Really good looking. That's
right.
A really good looking 14-year-old in my neighborhood. And I know she likes me. I could hook up with her if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem is I don't know if I should.
Does she like you?
She likes you.
It's like...
All right, let's figure out the grades here, Rez. Because
she's 14 in high school. I just graduated.
Okay, so she's going into the 9th grade.
Yeah, but she doesn't look like a 14-year-old.
When I first saw her, I thought... she's 14, though. You know that, right?
All right, and you did graduate.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's the deal breaker there.
Having been graduated.
If you're both in high school together, and this is why I think, and I've not heard anyone bring this up but me, by the way, but why, when I used to go to junior high, it was 7th, 8th, and 9th, and now they take the 9th graders and ship them off to high school, and no one has raised a hand to this.
6th, 7th, and 8th becomes middle school now.
Well, here's the point. 9th grade... Hold on. Is that Drew? Is that your stomach?
Yeah.
I thought that was the air conditioning system here at Westwood. None gargling out some ice. No? That's your stomach? Oh, that's bad. This is trouble. And Drew's ass is between me and the door, by the way. But am I right when I say that when you enter high school, there's game on?
There's an awful lot of 9th graders with 12th graders, I must admit.
Hey, when you're in high school, you're just in high school dating someone who's in your high school.
Yeah,
so there's going to be...
10th and 12th would be a normal thing.
I'm just saying, you're going to have a hell of a lot of guys that are skipped a grade or held back a grade, whatever. There are guys in high school that are 18 and a half, 19 years old now, and there's 9th graders coming in that are 14, 15 years old. Oh, plenty of 14-year-old 9th graders. I mean, I didn't turn 15 until the very end of 9th grade. A lot of kids don't turn until the summer, until the end. Yep. So you got some 14-year-olds that are running around with guys who have goatees and El Caminos.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So, Rez, you can't do that. You graduated, and she's not even in yet. Nikki?
Hi.
You're 20?
Yeah.
What's up?
You guys are awesome. I listen to you guys every single night. I'm calling.
Thanks.
I was with my boyfriend on Friday night, and we were having sex, and all of a sudden I started bleeding. I hadn't been with him for 5 months.
Ooh, why?
Well, he's a musician, so he's always traveling, and I'm a musician as well, so we're both traveling all the time. So I was with him, and I usually have no problem, if he's going, hard, like he's pounding or anything, but this time blood came out, and I have no clue why.
Was there pain?
It was awkward because I told him to give me more, and he did, and as soon as that happened, there was blood. It was hurting a little. It was a little,
the
awkward.
Response to give me more out of it?
I had a little fart go, but then about halfway out of the ass, I thought maybe this is a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't want to tug on Superman's cape tonight or spit in the wind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki, did you continue bleeding after that?
Yeah, this was Friday night, and there's still, some that comes out.
Where are you in your cycle?
I'm on, a week off. I'm due, in a week.
Are you on a birth control pill?
No, I'm on nothing.
Well, bleeding stimulated by intercourse is not uncommon at all. And mid-cycle bleeding can be nothing. It can be stimulated by intercourse. It could be a sign of thyroid condition. It could be polyps. It can be ovarian cysts.
As a musician,
it's something it's worth going in and seeing the gynecologist, getting checked out, and making sure it's not infection or polyps or something.
But he really banged the bejesus out of you, right, Nikki?
Yeah.
Because he's been on the road for 5 months, so you guys haven't had intercourse together in 5 months, even though he did groupie 3 days ago. It's still not the same as having sex with the old lady. So he gave it the extra good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and musicians know how to hump, right?
But we've done this before, and there was never any problem.
Right, and this isn't necessarily a problem. It can be a normal thing, but there are things that need to be treated associated with this. You should make sure you don't have.
Because I go to gynecologist regularly, get checked up, and I've never had a problem.
When was the last time you were checked?
About 4 months ago.
All right, it might be worth checking up again just to be sure. Probably nothing.
And listen, they never.
And by the way, what'd you use for birth control? And by the way, the guy has been out on the road. Did he wear a condom?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? What do you think?
Well, you mean what I mean?
I mean what you mean, yeah.
What do I mean? Nikki?
Yeah.
What are you using for birth control?
We use condoms right now.
All right.
I usually use Depo, but since he's on the road for so long, I didn't get the shot.
When was the last time you got the shot?
About 6 months ago.
Okay, you certainly had weird bleeding on the shot, right?
No, I had no bleeding at all.
But the first 3 months, usually you bleed like crazy.
No, I didn't get anything.
You stopped bleeding immediately.
Exactly. As soon as I got the shot, it went away.
So this could be some residual from that, too.
Okay.
Possible.
Man, good times. Yeah.
I'm glad they're using the condoms, given he's just back from the road.
Yeah, well, Drew, I did touch on that,
You know what's interesting? I gave this talk up on Capitol Hill to the...
No, wow.
Ann saw me on C-SPAN.
Ann saw you on C-SPAN?
Yeah.
What was Ann doing up at 4 in the morning watching C-SPAN?
Is right when she got
2
home?
in the morning?
2 in the morning. Kids.
Yeah,
Kids,
big difference.
It was right when she got home from this. Anyway, I was reading a little bit about... I was preparing for some biological stuff for these interns, and I found out a discussion about lordosis in females. That females actually have a thing like cats. Cats have their push their butt up to be kind of.
When you're petting a cat, it will press. Well, what cats do is if something feels good, they press that part against you.
But it turns out
makes sense.
There are hormones in the female that cause them to do this, that arch their back and push their rear towards.
Really?
Mecca, yeah.
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Well, how did they figure that one out?
It's an observation. There it is. Boom. It just happens.
Well, wait a minute. Do you do clinical studies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You do clinical studies?
This is old Masters and Johnson stuff.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, we're right about women being like cats. Tyler?
Hey.
You're 19?
What's going on?
Nothing.
Great. I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Tyler.
I've been thinking about, taking some steroids.
For what? Are you wheezing?
What?
You wheeze a little bit?
No.
What am I hearing? You hear that in the background?
I don't know.
Anyway, so for what? What are you taking it for?
I'm just thinking about taking them.
For what?
Nothing. He wants to get some muscles.
Yeah,
that's all.
Pump up a little bit.
Right.
And I was wondering what would be the safest one, and because you hear about taking steroids, shrinks your peppy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure I take the right one. That's the safest one, but it's the fastest. So
again, you're only worried about the what?
Drew, do one of those good bad doctor answers where you go, well, I'll tell you the safest one is not taking one.
Yeah, that would be the safest.
Like where you go,
no steroid at all.
The only way to avoid HIV is abstinence. The safest form of air travel, Drew? Not getting on a plane.
Use your feet.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, everybody. I always love that advice. So, the safest steroid, Drew?
No steroid at all.
I
was going to do something a little more obnoxious. So, you're only concerned with shrinking the pepe. You're not concerned with the heart disease, the stroke, the liver disease, and kidney disease that people get from steroids.
Oh, no.
No concern about that. Good, okay.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hey, you don't care. He's 19.
And the depression and the mania and the suicidality.
Here's the thing, though.
Maybe the cancers also.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Why not just, why not compromise? There's a lot of stuff that are in the nutrition stores right now. They're a little bit suspect, that creatine kind of stuff.
Yeah, how long does it take before it starts to work,
Yeah, I don't know. Eventually you're going to have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to disappoint you. But...
Oh, I'm not fat. I mean, I'm in really good shape. It's just that...
All right, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying a happy compromise. You don't want to get on the juice because that could really permanently affect you. And there's a lot of stuff that's at the store right now over at the GNC that's probably going to kill you in 50 years or 20 years anyway. Why don't you go try some of that stuff as sort of a happy compromise? I mean, you're getting results and you're living dangerously without all the risk and mess and the frequent trips to Tijuana. You see what I'm saying, Tyler?
Yeah.
Here, listen. Here's the problem with crazy. It's nice to be it's nice to be a good version of you, but if you're a different version of you, that's too much work. Physically. This is my problem with the rockabilly look or the goth look or the whatever.
Too much work.
It's too much work. You've committed to it. I mean, here's what I'm saying. You a-holes out there that are, really look like junior bodybuilders at this point. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that really look like the guys who were winning competitions 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you go to the gym, it is sickening now what you're seeing out there. And the problem is in order to maintain that, you got to take a lot of supplements. You got to take a lot of, it's 2 hours a day in the gym, so on and so forth. And eventually, one day, the day will come where you have some kids or you can't.
But they're not. They're doing that for some immediate results. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying it's hard to maintain that level.
Yes.
And best to just not get fat and keep a little muscle on you and be a good version of you. And I never knew a guy who got laid anymore because of that. Now, they're the guys that look good with their shirt off, but I never knew a guy who got laid because he had 21-inch arms. Guys get laid for not being fat is really what they get rewarded with. But and never the big muscle-bound guys. The big muscle-bound guys were always the guys who we as other guys couldn't figure out why they weren't getting laid, and were more upset that they weren't getting laid when the little scrawny guys were getting laid, but yet the little scrawny guys still got laid. I don't know why that was. Well, look at women. Look at we like. What kind of dogs do they like? They like those little crappy lap dogs, right?
Right.
They're worthless, right?
Right.
But they love them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're telling them. See, I should tell a woman what kind of dog to love.
Right.
You should love that bull mastiff or that big Malamute. But you know what? No, I like the lap dog. You don't understand what I'm saying? They don't like what we like.
I see.
And they don't like our version of what's hot.
Right.
And when we see a dude in a tank top with 19-inch arms, we go, now that's good. Now, if I was a chick, I'd be blowing that guy. But they got a lap dog, and they like that more.
Understood.
You see?
Yes.
And it's another case of us trying to sort of foist what makes sense to us onto them, and they ain't buying it.
Right. Because it's different for them.
That's right. You should. The guys who get the most tail are the guys who be like barely keep their pants up.
Like lap dogs.
Well, yeah, be a lap dog.
Yeah.
All the teen idols, all these sort of Davy Jones guys of all the guys. You break down all the teen idols. These guys average about 5'4", about 130. They're jockey size guys. They're lap dogs of guys. It's not the big gangly. It's not Mark Gastineau.
Right.
The old Jets wide out. And there's a guy you should love. But this guy's 6'6" and he's 285 pounds. No, they like the little miniature guys. Put them on the lap and control them. That's right. Pull those strings, Geppetto. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla, and that is Dr. Drew. Don't forget about that phone number. You ready to rock here, Drew?
I'm ready.
Def Leppard in here tomorrow night.
Imagine that.
Good time. Bring your lighter, Drew.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
You're 19?
Yep.
What's that?
I was passed out at a party about 9.5 months ago, and I just heard recently that some chick got on top of me while I was passed out and had her way with me.
You just found out about that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How'd you find out about it?
Because the girl that got on top of me ended up pregnant.
No.
And I'm trying to find out if it's mine because I don't know if it's true that, this really happened, because I don't know if I could get it up for sure, if I'm passed out on the floor.
The delivery of this call sounds decent. I give it like an 8, but
it's convoluted.
It's still bogus, yeah.
It's not, no, I'm serious. It's not bogus. No. I mean, I have a kid to prove it. That might be mine.
I thought you said she was,
I need to find this
I
out.
thought you said she was pregnant.
Well, she had her baby.
How long ago?
She ended up pregnant when she told me.
When did she tell you?
She told me when she was 6 months pregnant.
And how old is the child now?
It's a little bit over 30 days.
I thought the party was a month ago.
No, it was 9.5 months ago.
The hell? Man.
And she told you when she was 6 months pregnant, and so what did you do?
Yeah, she said that it might be mine.
And so what did you do?
I freaked out and said, well, I guess I got to get a job. And then she got taken away by CPS and everything. So I don't know if I'm...
The child got taken away by CPS?
Yeah, and so did she, because her mom's a crackhead.
Why would that mean they take the child away?
Because she's underage. She's only 14.
So why weren't you in jail? Why aren't you in trouble?
Because I don't know. Nobody knows if it's mine or not. I don't even know if it's mine or not.
Well, why did she call you and say you got a kid?
Because she said it might be mine.
Well,
if it is mine, I want to get it. But I mean, I just want to know if it's possible.
What do you mean you want to get it?
I want to take care of it, but I want to know if it's possible if I'm passed out, if I can still get an erection and ejaculate.
Yes, anything's possible. You do that when you sleep. It's called a wet dream, right? Things happen when you're asleep.
Yeah, you don't have a chick on you, do you? Who's writing you? It's God, right? Is that my theory?
That's your theory.
All right, so Tim.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go along with you on this one. Where were you passed out in the party?
It was a hotel, and I was passed out right beside the bed.
And you were blacked out, meaning you don't remember what went on, or you were unconscious?
I don't know. I remember just falling asleep.
Well, you could have been blacked out, too.
Well, we were smoking weed, and then somebody laced it with speed, and I've never done speed before, so I don't know if that's why or not.
Well, you don't go to sleep when you're on speed. You can't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't know what happened.
All right. So, Tim, Here's what I would do.
Look,
I would assume this wasn't my kid. It's probably bogus.
They can establish paternity with a blood test. Get it done. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Laced with speed, and he passed it. He had a few good pieces of specific information in there, but there were also some gaping holes.
Like why he was calling.
Right. Melissa?
Melissa, 26?
Caller who goes by the name of Melissa? All right. Drew, who do you got?
Boy.
Give me someone good. Someone from Bakersfield. They know this has to be good.
Berkeley.
Oh, Berkeley?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no Bakersfield. Hey, Diane?
Hi, what's up?
You're 19. What's going on?
Yeah, I think my roommate sleepwalks, just because last weekend we don't really hang out too much, but we decided to go out to a party, and he got really, really drunk. And we came back home, and I went to my room, he went back to his, and I actually couldn't sleep, so I stayed up and watched TV. And all of a sudden, I hear a loud crash in my bathroom. So I go in my bathroom, and there he is, and he's urinating, like, all over the toilet, and my shelf fell down, and I'm trying to talk to him, like, what the hell are you doing, you know, and he's ignoring me, totally not even noticing I'm there, and I kind of go up to him, and I kind of shove him a little bit, and he doesn't do anything, and then he kind of looks in my direction and says something totally random. He says, like, I'm on my way, or don't wait up, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so...
All right, how much was he drinking a lot that night?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, this is drunk.
Blacked out.
Loaded. Men get up, particularly alcoholics.
It's not sleepwalking. He's drunk.
Yeah, it's drunk. And people get up...
Well, actually, it was like a few hours into the night, so...
That's all right. Guys get up and pee on things and couches, and I had a guy, a friend of mine, pee on his turntable. Thought it was a toilet.
Really? So I shouldn't be frightened or...
Oh, you mean
you may have an alcoholic on
you think he's going to, like, rape you in the middle of the night or something?
It just seemed like when I tried to talk to him, he was kind of scared. It wasn't like him at all, and he's pretty nice. I mean, I don't really know him that well, but,
all right.
you know...
You got a lock on your bedroom door?
Yeah, but...
Lock it, that's all. It's sleepwalking / alcohol. It's, blacked out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call the guy danger. On the other hand, I'm going to wake up to him urinating on me in bed.
Which, if he's really getting into his alcoholism, could happen.
All right.
Easily.
All right, we'll be back. All right, everybody. A little band called Def Leppard coming in here tomorrow night.
How about that?
Thank God I saw the E! True Hollywood Story, although I was ironically probably drunk when I saw it.
Ironically.
Like much of the band members. But I think one guy lost his arm, another guy died.
Huh.
A lot of booze going on in that band. English band.
Interesting. We'll talk about recycling.
I don't know why. I don't know if you're this way, Drew, but growing up, like Led Zeppelin, they were from Van Nuys.
Yeah, oh yeah.
In my mind. I mean, every rock band, whether it was Zeppelin or whoever, the Who.
Detroit or the Valley?
Yeah, they were like from Detroit or the Valley. I never flirted with the notion of Zeppelin being an English band, or for that matter, Def Leppard being an English band. All right, let's take ourselves extended 22-hour break, and Def Leppard in here tomorrow night. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingold. Loveline is a